Most people tend to overproject what they think they can accomplish in a year, but they way underproject what they will accomplish in 5 years. We had a question come up the other day in a meeting, and it kind of caught me a little bit off guard. And that question was, what are the greatest challenges that you have faced in business? My simple answer was, wow. There's been so many challenges, it's hard to really put my finger on a single challenge. But when I started to think about it and break it down after the fact, I realized that the one greatest challenge that I faced as an entrepreneur was focus. Why? Because what we focus on tends to expand. And when you're trying to focus on 5, 6 different moving parts all at once, you accomplish absolutely nothing. For new entrepreneurs or solopreneurs, as you're just starting a new venture in business, of course, you're going to be wearing many different hats, right? You're wearing the marketing hat, the sales hat, the social media and content management hat, the operations, the accounting. All these tasks can pile up over time and they start to feel like you're drowning. This is why it is so crucial as you're growing to start building a team around that greater vision. So when we're talking about the greatest challenges that we face in business, it's important to think about where we want to go. I'm big on identifying the target and mapping out a game plan on how we plan to get there, right? This is also known as goal setting. So the better that you can get at being a great goal setter, and better yet, a goal achiever, you're going to end up getting much quicker to accomplishing those goals and accomplishing the tasks than someone that just jumps into the game and they don't have a clear game plan, right? Think about a coach, right? Great organizations, great football teams and basketball teams have amazing coaches because the coaches are able to bring in and recruit really great talent, but yet, better yet, they can refine that talent, pull out the strengths, and play off of those while they build a team around the weaknesses. Great entrepreneurs might not be experts at every single position, but they're really good at recruiting talent and bringing talent inside of the organization. Now, bringing it back to that focus factor, there's a big quote that I like to turn back to a lot, and that is, procrastination is the enemy of productivity. Because the more that you think about things, you tend to put them off in your mind. And you start to tell these stories, well, maybe one day, or when I'm more accountable and more intentional, or when the kids or my family or whoever, my friends, aren't pulling for my attention. But the fact of the matter is that the time is now. The time to take action, to start striving towards your dreams, is in this very moment. And there's never been a better time in the world for you to start making massive, imperfect progress towards those goals. So I'm going to give you some quick, easy, and attainable ways that you can stay productive and stay in the game to accomplish better results as you're out there in the world of business. Number 1 is time management. Why is time management so crucial? Because if we're not managing the simple, most valuable currency, which is time, then we're not going to manage a lot of other aspects in our life as well. Time is the most valuable resource that we have. You can always make more money, but you cannot buy more time. So my question for you is, what are you doing with the time that you have left? Our time is limited, right? So why do we get caught up thinking and dreaming about what it could look like one day, when you can actually start planning and taking action to make that a reality tomorrow? Efficient time management requires dedication and visualizing and thinking about where you want to go. This is that target we were talking about. Once you clearly understand what that looks like, then you can break that down and reverse engineer that end goal into bite-sized chunks. That's how goal setting is done. The best way to start is to pull out a journal or a piece of paper. Write down every single activity or every single thing that you would like to accomplish in the next 1 year, 3 years, 5 years. Go out as far as you want to go. Out of that list, pick out the top 3 goals that you want to accomplish and focus on for this season. Once you have those 3 goals, Write those out and start to break them down. I suggest starting with quarterly plans. A lot of people like to project and think about what a year looks like at a whole, but most of us do not have the mental bandwidth to stretch out the year enough to really create effective strategies and plans to accomplish the goals that we want inside of that year. I look at the quarterly goals, right? Also known as a 12-week year, which is an amazing book I would suggest picking up. 12-week year is a way of putting these goals into a compressed time frame. You're literally compressing time and taking what most people could accomplish in a year and putting it into a quarterly progress. Get that quarterly plan and then break it down month by month, week by week, and day by day to figure out how you're going to accomplish the goals that you are seeking. And then you just hold yourself accountable. The best thing that you can do is time block. Every single day after you get into your morning routine, whatever that looks like, I would suggest writing down that day. Sunday's a great day to plan and project for the week ahead. And you can take those plans each day as it comes and break them down to hold yourself accountable for the work at hand. And put first things first. Instead of focusing on something that might be 5-10 steps down the line, think about what you need to accomplish now. Stop worrying about that logo or that design aspect and think about the work and the progress that's really going to push that needle forward. In real estate, probably means talking to more people. How can you have more quality conversations to motivated sellers so that you can get one step closer to a contract, right? How are you going to hold yourself accountable to make those phone calls? Well, let's start with identifying how many phone calls you plan and need to make each and every day, and make sure that you hold yourself accountable to make those calls. That's the only way that you're going to get closer to that goal, right? If you're an entrepreneur just starting out and you don't have a whole lot of direction, I would suggest reaching out to a mentor. Find somebody that has already achieved the results that you are seeking, right? As you start to associate with and rub shoulders with people who have already achieved the results of where you want to go, then you can start to extract small bits and pieces and take the lessons that they have learned and therefore avoid some of the same pitfalls and mistakes that they have made early in their game. Proximity is power, and the quicker that you can get in the room and surround yourself with high-performing individuals, the quicker it's going to get you to accomplishing what you want. Now, here's some things that I do each and every day to keep myself in an optimal state. Why do I need to stay in an optimal state? Because each and every day is going to present its own challenge. Meaning, if you're an entrepreneur, you better be good at putting out fires because believe me, they're coming. So each and every day, I suggest crafting a morning routine. What does my morning routine look like? First thing when I wake up, number one is gratitude, right? I give thanks each and every day for the opportunity to live, to take a deep breath, and just to have a second chance at life, right? Meditation and prayer is a large part of this. After I finish that aspect of my morning routine, I like to jump straight into reading. Reading, I have found some of the best and most powerful mentors in my own individual life because I'm literally taking these role models and these mentors who have compressed their life experience into the pages of these books, and I'm extracting the bits and pieces that apply most with my life, my vision, and where I want to go. You don't have to adopt every piece of information, digest it, and feel like you got to fit inside of that same mold. But what you can do is take the greatest lessons, input them into your character, seek to understand where the author, where the mentor is coming from, and you craft and develop your own routine based off of that. After that, I write down in my journal and figure out exactly where I want to go, right? I call this brain dumping. I'll literally take my thoughts and I'll just write whatever's in my head. It might be a meditation on the reading for that day. It might be a frustration with a friend, something that's happened at work. Whatever it is, I'm just writing the first thing that comes to mind, right? You'd be surprised as you start dumping your thoughts on paper, what will come out. And you look back months from now, years from now, and you can literally reflect on the growth that has taken place inside of your own life and heart. Now, The goal as an entrepreneur is ultimately to scale and escape the 9 to 5, right? To get out of that driver's seat and get out of the spot where you're wearing so many different hats at once, right? You want to build a power team. How do you do this? First thing is just taking massive action and getting your message out to the world, right? You need to be comfortable with yourself, and you need to have secure plans and strategies on how you plan to captain the ship and push the team forward to accomplish the goals that you are seeking. In my own experience, the best talent that we have today has come to us, right? You want to position yourself to be like a magnet, and you want to attract the talent, the energy, and the team that have the tools that you need, or that have the personality so you can mold and shape them into the person that they need to be to push your organization forward. Great leaders have good ideas, but legendary leaders have great execution. So figure out where you want to go. Map that down on a piece of paper. And as you break it down each and every day in your fight to stay focused and to drown out the voice of average, you're going to start to accomplish amazing things that you never thought possible. Now, just remember, most people tend to overproject what they think they can accomplish in a year, but they way underproject what they will accomplish in 5 years. So stay on course. Success cannot be microwaved. Fall in love with the journey and the process of becoming and finding your greatest self. Get out there.